Hey guys, what's going on? It's Eli back with another review video, and of course, continuing with, reviewing Pinocchio films during Pinocchio Week, yeah, because Pinocchio Week is still continuing. So, that's right, another animated Pinocchio film, and this one comes from the late 1980s, and I'd say it's very underrated, and, I don't know, like, some people would know about this. And for any Filmation fans out there, yeah, because this was from Filmation, and that is Pinocchio and the Emperor of the Night, released in 1987, and, I think it was, yeah, premiered on TV, and, I think it was the only time it ever aired, I want to say. And then it kinda, sort of, got released on home media just a little, like, I don't think, like, say, a DVD, but it got a VHS, but, Anyways, so, the story. Pinocchio and his friends, a glowworm and a marionette, search for a magic music box. However, so is the evil Scalawag and the Emperor of the Night. So, yeah, because, basically, this... God, even I see this on IMDb, because it says on IMDb it's a follow-up to Disney's Pinocchio, and it's not, okay? And I've learned this from somebody else, and yeah, because I agree too. Pinocchio Emperor of the Night acts like, a Pinocchio film that is set after the events of the story that we know so well of Pinocchio, him coming to life, him, like, going to school, but then he like goes on, like, being an actor, and then to Pleasure Island, that story. So this film takes place after all that. So yeah, and of course with Pinocchio becoming a real boy, and there's no way that, yeah, this is no follow-up whatsoever to Disney's Pinocchio. Yeah, and it's the opening is kind of cold and dark, I want to say. Well, because this, like, mysterious carnival arrives from a ship, and basically we see this scary, like, creature, and who is the Emperor of the Night, voiced by James Earl Jones, aka Darth Vader and Mufasa. Yes, it's James Earl Jones himself, the legend. And then, of course, there was also we see him at the beginning, Grumblebee, who is a bee, and he's a sergeant or something like that. Like, he has that flying cap, with the goggles, and being voiced by the late legendary Jonathan Harris, aka Dr. Smith from Lost in Space, and he would also be best known for voicing Manny the Mantis in A Bug's Life. He sees everything going on, and, the creepy carnival and so on. And there was also this other character, Puppetino, who works alongside with the Emperor of the Night, voiced by the late William Wyndham. For Star Trek fans, they would know him best for, the role of Commodore Decker in the original series Season 2 episode, Doomsday Machine. Yeah, that was him. And of course, we get, Pinocchio and Geppetto, and Pinocchio is voiced by Scott Grimes, who years later, he would go on to be the voice of Steve Smith in American Dad and be on Orville. So those are the two well-known, like, shows he's on, two Seth MacFarlane shows. So that's really cool, like, in his, when he was a child actor, he, of course, voiced Pinocchio. Good for him. And Geppetto is voiced by the late Tom Bosley? That sounds about right, Tom Bosley. And also, yeah, because basically we see that Pinocchio is having his first birthday of becoming a real boy, and even say the Blue Fairy shows up, and hey, I don't think Geppetto's surprised at all. seen the Blue Fairy, but for some reason I'm looking at it on the IMDb page. She's called the Fairy Godmother, but really she's the Blue Fairy. Yeah, because and the Blue Fairy being voiced by Ricky Lee Jones. There are a few song numbers in this, but they're not really that well known and not memorable. Even I can't remember them, unfortunately. But she sings Pinocchio a song, and she gives life to Pinocchio's own wooden creation named G. Willikers, voiced by the late legendary comedian actor Don Knotts. So I'd say probably one of the best things that came from this film were probably say some of the actors. You name it, because Don Knotts, Jonathan Harris, James Earl Jones, William Wyndham, and also two others who I will mention in just a few minutes. The party is cut short, and Geppetto sends Pinocchio to deliver a jewel box, to the mayor, I want to say. Yeah, the mayor of the village. But, he sees the carnival, and then he comes face to face with Scalawag and Igor, or no, it's Igor. So Scalawag is a raccoon and Igor is a monkey. Scalawag being voiced by the late Ed Asner, and Igor voiced by Frank Welker. So I'd say them two, Ed Asner and Frank Welker, they're the other actors that I think, is that this makes this movie worth a watch, As I said, Don Knotts, James Earl Jones, Jonathan Harris, William Wyndham, Frank Welker, and Ed Asner. So, and basically, because, okay, here's another thing. This movie does not have Jiminy Cricket, Cleo, Figaro, or even to say we don't get an appearance of, say, Honest John and Gideon. We have Scalawag and Igor that kind of take on the part of Honest John and Gideon. And basically at one point they give Igor a fake ruby, and it turns out to be a fake, and, Geppetto is not pleased with Pinocchio, and Pinocchio just being sad in his room because he disappointed his father, and he decides to, basically run off and go to the carnival, and that's when, even at one point, he meets with, a marionette doll who he has feelings for now, Twinkle, voiced by Lana Beeson, yeah. And, at that point, Pinocchio becomes a wooden boy again because of Puppetino. It was something about Puppetino, because of the way he looks. But anyways, because he has big lips, that he got stung by bees. I heard this, from anybody that knows Melting Man 234. He did a Forgotten Media episode on this. Anyways, and so, and basically even say G. Willikers, befriends Grumblebee, and Grumblebee helps out as well. Even say very later on in the film, Scalawag and Igor, they even say eventually, very later on in the film, they help Pinocchio. And I guess, even later on they are redeemed. So, and basically, even at one point, with the Emperor of the Night and Puppetino, they even, I believe, the Emperor of the Night has Geppetto held hostage, and there's this monstro-like machine that swallows them, and, it has to do with the Emperor of the Night's doings, Of course, all ends well. The Emperor of the Night and Puppetino are defeated, and I think, as I recall, Twinkle does become real, and, the Blue Fairy is happy with Pinocchio. And, all ends well for all the characters, there was another character, too, I can't remember, because we'll even say some of the moments I remember is, just like with Pleasure Island, Pinocchio's, is at a bar, and, drinking beer, and, didn't he learn his lesson on that? Seriously. Even say Scalawag and Igor helping Pinocchio as well. They're kind of disguising themselves as a dancing lady because, like dancing like lady figures dancing at the bar. But anyways, um, so that's what I could that's what I can remember. I will say Pinocchio and the Emperor of the Night is it's okay for what it is. Like I mean I'm not saying it's oh this is great. You should definitely check it out. No, I mean I'm sure that you maybe if you want to give it a watch, yeah, it is on YouTube. In fact, yeah, I actually before reviewing this, I did watch it on YouTube, so that's good to see. That it is on YouTube. And yeah, and how do I rate Pinocchio, Emperor of the Night? Good question, boy. Um, I mean, it's okay. It's on my mind. I'm just gonna give it a 5 out of 10. I mean, I can't say it's that good, but it's not the best, but it is. It's how it is. It is what it is. And what about you guys? If you have seen Pinocchio, Emperor of the Night, what did you think of it, and what did you think of my review? Leave comments and give this review a like as always. And with that being said, thank you very much for watching. Again, 5 out of 10 stars. I hope you guys enjoyed my review of Pinocchio, Emperor of the Night. More reviews coming your way. Okay, Pinocchio and the Emperor of the Night. Yeah, that's the title. Yeah, again, as I was saying, more reviews on the way. They're going to be awesome. Keep looking forward, and I'll see you guys in the next video / review. And of course, Pinocchio Week still continuing, and the next reviews are actually going to be live-action Pinocchio films. And hey, perfect timing, because, Disney's live-action Pinocchio, it will be here very soon, not long from now. So stay tuned. Take care, and peace out.